Millions of fans cry. Taehyung reveals Jungkook's private message from Paris. What happened? Hey ARMY! Welcome back to the channel that brings you closer than ever before to BTS, the untold stories, the emotional truths, and the mysteries that hide behind the cameras. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what you're about to hear will change the way you look at everything that happened in Paris. Millions of fans across the world had no idea what was truly happening behind the polished Instagram posts, the luxury fashion shows, and the playful smiles. Paris, city of lights, art, and secrets. In the heart of this glittering maze, BTS's V, Kim Taehyung, stood alone, haunted by a message that was never meant to go public. A message from Jungkook. A message that changed everything. So, what really happened between Taehyung and Jungkook in the City of Love? And why did Taehyung break down, on Weverse, no less, after revealing a message Jungkook sent him while he was still in Paris? Let's dive in. The date was quiet on the calendar. No album drop. No major event. Just another afternoon, and yet Taehyung's post sent shockwaves through the fandom. A simple photo of the Eiffel Tower, blurred slightly, taken from what looked like a hotel balcony. But it was the caption that caught everyone off guard. Hyung, I wish I could have told you this in person. But I'm proud of you. Always have been. JK Purple Heart. No explanation. No context. Just that. Immediately, fans began to speculate. Was it a goodbye? A thank you? Or was it something far deeper, an emotional release of something they had been holding in for years? What followed next made things even more confusing and heartbreaking. Taehyung went live. Not a polished scheduled V-Live or a carefully curated Instagram story. This was raw. This was real. His hair was slightly messy, the lighting dim. You could hear the muffled traffic from the Parisian streets behind him, but Taehyung's eyes said it all. Something had cracked open inside him. He didn't say much at first. Just smiled softly, looked down, and muttered, "He always says these things when I'm not around." The room went silent. Armies watching live couldn't believe what they were seeing. In over a decade of being in the spotlight, Taehyung had never looked this vulnerable, not even during the Wings era, not even during B when emotions ran high due to the pandemic. This was different. This was personal. Why would Jungkook send such a message from Paris? Why now? Some fans theorized it had to do with the rumored tension between the two. Whispers had floated through social media over the past few months, unconfirmed, of course, but enough to create ripples. Jungkook was reportedly spending more time in Los Angeles, focused on solo projects, collaborations, and, some even said, distance. But Taehyung? He had thrown himself into fashion, especially with Celine, often seen alone, but glowing in his own way. Was there a rift forming? Or were they simply growing in different directions? But it was what Taehyung said next that sent millions of fans into tears. He told me he was scared. Scared that we wouldn't be the same after this. That one sentence, delivered in a whisper, hit harder than any song lyric. Because fans knew exactly what this meant. It wasn't just Paris. It wasn't just military service looming over them like a ticking clock. It was the entire transition BTS was going through. From group to solo. From youth to adulthood. From brothers to men standing at separate crossroads. And Jungkook's message? It wasn't just words. It was a confession. A longing. A hidden ache masked behind fame and flashing lights. Taehyung, looking into the camera, added. He and I, we've been through everything together. And sometimes, we forget to say things until it's almost too late. The silence that followed was deafening. The comments section flooded with crying emojis, messages of support, and stunned silence. Even idols from other groups later admitted they were watching, unable to look away. Because for the first time in years, ARMY wasn't seeing the global superstars. They were seeing Kim Taehyung and Jungkook, the boys who had met as teenagers and grown up under the harshest spotlight imaginable. Who had shared hotel rooms, meals, exhaustion, triumphs, and losses. And now, they were on the verge of a new chapter that neither seemed fully prepared for. But the twist, yes, there's a twist, is what came after that. The morning following Taehyung's live, fans noticed something strange. Jungkook had posted an Instagram story. Just a few seconds long. A night sky. No caption. But the sound in the background was unmistakable. It was Taehyung's voice. He was humming, quietly, peacefully, a melody that had never been released publicly. Fans were quick to identify it as something Taehyung had composed months ago but never finished. Jungkook had kept it. Stored it. And now, he was sharing it as if to say, I remember. I still carry this with me. Speculation exploded again. Had Jungkook known Taehyung would go live? Was the message a prelude to something bigger? A goodbye? Or a promise? And most chilling of all, why did both of them mention fear? Fear of time. Fear of change. Fear of letting go. You see, in psychology, there's a concept called liminal space, the strange, often haunting period between one chapter and another. You're no longer where you were, but not yet where you're going. It's a moment filled with nostalgia, anxiety, and quiet grief. And for Taehyung and Jungkook, Paris may have been exactly that. A liminal space. Where memories rose like ghosts and private truths slipped out in the form of digital letters and hushed melodies. And as millions of fans watched, one question echoed through every heart. What happens now? But just when armies thought the moment couldn't get any more emotional, another detail emerged, one that turned whispers into screams and left even casual observers stunned. A French journalist attending the Celine after-party, where Taehyung was spotted days earlier, leaked an anonymous account. According to them, Taehyung had been seen on a rooftop terrace, sitting alone, scrolling through his phone with tears in his eyes. He looked distant, the witness said. Not sad exactly, more like he was saying goodbye to something only he could see. That detail hit fans like a tidal wave. What message would you send, if you knew it might be the last one someone hears from you? Think about it. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this video touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because the stories of BTS are far from over.